You heifers is fast in the tail. I said don't tell my mama. Whole time I need to be telling y'all's mama. Y'all nasty. You're fresh. That's what it is. And I'm here to say that although I asked y'all not to tell me y'all's coochie business, I said keep that to yourselves. Y'all ain't here telling me how y'all can't stop turning your husbands and your partners every way but loose. So I figured we come to a little compromise. Hear me out. Tell that man send me some money. It's my fault. Things in his life have gotten way better. Cause y'all just in here sending this man these people screenshots from the books that I've been telling y'all to read. So I figured the way that he could thank me, send me some money. Shop my Amazon storefront or something, sir. Because if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me. Hi friends, and welcome back to Shelby and the Book Club. I am Shelby Monet, and in today's video, not only are we celebrating 10,000 subscribers, oh my god, I can't believe it, thanks to y'all, but we also is talking about some more coochie books. I figured what a way to celebrate. That video went a little viral. Let's do it again. Y'all nasty though. I thought we was over here reading books and we was being innocent and quiet and stuff, and y'all heifers is fresh. What I will say before we get started, because some of y'all was complaining that I talk too much, y'all ain't slick. Everything will be linked down below. Most of these are on Kindle Unlimited. I will be doing another part of this with strictly audiobooks. I'm still doing some research for science to get that list together for y'all. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Thank you so much for all of the support and love on that video. Run this one up too. We got things to do. We got more books to buy. Run this up. Before we get started, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into it for real this time. Now, I just want to give y'all a little reminder before we get started. Everything is linked down below in the underneath bar. What is the underneath bar? It is better known as the description box. Okay? It's called the underneath bar because it is where underneath the video, everything that you need, how to join the Discord if you want to join the book club, links to books, links to other videos, links to my other social media. You got to read the description box. All right. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my homegirl here. Her name is the Mini Girl. She is an iPad Mini. I love her. If something happened to me, don't let my mama get a hold of this. All right. Y'all swallow it if you have to. We shouldn't be wasteful. Anyway, I will be putting pictures of the books on the screen. You might hear my child in the background. We just gonna act like he not in there showing his tail. That's what we gonna act like, okay? Because a single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. It's me. These are in no particular order, so bear with me. Some of these authors you may have heard of in the other video. Again, just go with it, okay? Because I don't want to hear about it. First, we are going to talk about 2 very, very great books by the same author. We are going to talk about Bow Down by Masterpiece. My God, today. When I tell you Samir runs laps around my head, he has to be tired. He runs around my mind so much. When I tell you he is the perfect dom, he told that lady, he said, you don't even deserve to kneel in front of me. But if you did, the way I would make you submit. All I had to know. If you like a little BDSM alongside your coffee in the morning, Bow Down is for you. I think all of Masterpiece's books are for you because they either portray like full-on in scene situations on page, right? Or just very dominant men that will get you in line. Okay, another one by her is called Vision, a BBW romance. Vision goes through some things. He does in fact have issues with his vision, but he goes through some things which makes him very cold-hearted, which is, I think, a very interesting conversation. I think we should more be discussing, like I mentioned in the first video, we should more discuss the connections between mental health and our sexual desires, because there is some sort of connection between them, right? Whether it be trauma, right, that causes you to be cold-hearted, like in Vision's case, or anxiety, like with Declan, right, from Intrigued by Danger by India Carter. Those things, I think we should be having that conversation. But he goes through some things that makes him very cold-hearted, but a man still has desires. Humans still have desires, right? And he is very clear on the fact that he can provide for you sexually. He can provide structure and dominance for you. He cannot give you anything emotional until he meets Shireen. He meets Shireen, and Shireen is Miss Goody Two Shoes, very, very much a religious woman that has experience, right? She's not a virgin, but she kind of lives inside certain parameters, and he knew that he loved her from the moment that he kind of saw her, because of the issues with his vision. And he has been staying away from her and being a bit cold to her because he is so attracted to her, and he knows that because of his traumas he hasn't settled some things. He's like, I'm not going to, I'll say this, I'm not going to repeat mistakes that I made previously that got me into this particular position. Vision, when I tell you he nasty, filthy. He told that lady, he said, I'm gonna give you this first one on the house, the rest of them you have to ask for, and you better not unless you ask me permission. Shireen had a good old time. Next, I want to talk about this collection of short stories. I'm going to talk about a few different books from this collection. So what some Black indie authors do, they will get together, come up with like a premise or not a trope, maybe, I think I'm using that correctly, and they will write, like, each author will write a different short story or a novella that goes with that particular trope. So this collection is called This Ain't Love. There are 20 books. There are 20 books in This Ain't Love, but I'm going to talk about some of my favorites. The first one is Nami's Ecstasy by ML Bash. Y'all know that this is an ML Bash stan account. She is the reason why I love Why Choose. I read Nobody to Love You Better by her last year, which is something else that I suggest to y'all. I think I talked about that in the other video. I don't remember. No, I talked to y'all about Kenji in the other one. A little birdie told me that ML Bash is writing a full a full story of Kenji and 7. Anyway, Nami's Ecstasy. Nami is an assistant at a company owned by these two Black billionaires that happen to be best friends, one of which is, he is very much a whore, and like he be hunching on his his assistants. And the one that Nami works for, his name is Cohen. Cohen is a little shy, right? And there's obviously an attraction between the two of them. Well, she goes on a weekend trip with them, and the whore best friend was like, you like my best friend and my best friend like you, but I also want to see what that thing hitting for. How about we do this as a group activity? And she was like, is this going to interfere with my job? Like, I don't want to do anything that's going to whatever. And he was like, we own this company. And they turn dead late. Oh, if you like Why Choose. And it's very short. It's like maybe 120 pages if I'm being generous. They did a number on our girl. Next we have Chantel and Dax. Chantel and Dax. Ooh, I'm sorry, I gotta get myself together. Chantel and Dax met because Dax owns a auto mechanic shop, and she was going on a road trip something happened with her car. He happened to be there late at night. It was pouring, raining. She goes in. He and her end up being very nasty on the hood of a car in the shop. Okay, grand time. And it turns into them wanting more. So what I like about this series is we got the introduction to these couples, and then we're getting part 2s. So you want to read Chantel and Dax, the first one, and then you want to read Chantel and Dax 2, because it gets even better. He popped up on her in her town because they were both a little apprehensive about doing long distance, and he showed up on her, and she happened to have somebody at the house that she was like kind of dating or whatever. Baby Dex took her in that back room and put his face in places, and then was like, I'm gonna go tell your company to leave. Okay. Another one that I really enjoyed from that one is Kaylin and Aura. That one, if you guys watch my boo Felicia Lisi of Brooklyn Book Bell, she talked about this in her last monthly wrap up. Kaylin and Aura, he is trying to buy this company that is owned by this woman's family, and her father and her brother are giving him a hard time in this business deal, and he decides that he wants revenge, and he knows that her brother attends this particular sex club. So although that he is very attracted to this woman, he also wants his revenge. So he invites her for a weekend at the sex club with him, knowing that her brother is going to be there, and like performs a scene in front of her brother and like turns her out. It sounds really weird, but when she figured out what was going on, she was with the shit too. So it didn't really matter. It didn't really matter. She was with it too. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. What do we have next? Cinnamon Delight. This one is by Connie Easton. This was my first time reading a Connie Easton. Very spicy, 10 out of 10. Definitely would recommend. Spectacular. Give me 14 of them. This one, girl makes a bet with her best friend that she was like, they were going on this trip and she would just have fun and be a whore, because life is short. You gotta do what you gotta do. And she meets this guy, and very reminiscent of Janet Jackson saying, anytime, any place, I don't care who's around. They had a lovely time. He was really cute too. I'm hoping we get like a part 2 of that particular couple. Excuse me, because it happened that he was going to be moving to where she was from. So I hope we get like a continuation of that. That was very, very good. Somebody's Wife by Robbie Renee. My man, my man, my man. My man, my man, my man. Somebody's Wife. Oh my gosh. Something that I noticed y'all were saying a lot in the comments was that you guys were enjoying that these books had some sort of substance and like were telling really good stories, on top of the fact that it was spicy. Somebody's Wife is that. She is going through a divorce and trying to find herself again, and ends up dating someone that she was supposed to hire for the university that she works for. And she's like in this weird space of her and her husband are separated, trying to help her daughter navigate this like thing or whatever. And her and her husband were like this ideal company on campus. Like it was this whole thing. And then she meets this man that is making her feel things that she has never felt before. Oh, it was so dang good. It was so good. The Offer by T.M. Richardson. You guys know how I feel about The Oath. I did not think anything could get any nastier than The Oath. T.M. Richardson said, hold my beer. Hold my beer. Kadeem and Christoph. They are a couple. but they have high profile jobs, so they keep their sexuality under wraps. They're both bisexual. I think Kadeem identifies as something else, but just for the sake of this video, I'll say they're both bisexual. That kind of is an umbrella term, let's say. Not that I want to like misrepresent anybody. They go to the sex club, they see Alicia, and like they see her performing a scene with someone else, and they are like enamored by her. When they try to go, like things happen, they try to go speak to her, can't find her, end up running into her later, have a scene with her, and they are very much like, we want you to be ours, like we want to have you. And she's just like, y'all are crazy, like this sex was just good, everybody calm down. But Chris is running for senator, mayor. What? Anyway, he running for office. There are pictures that come out of the three of them leaving this particular place. Causes a little bit of scandal. He propositions her, they proposition her and say, hey, how about you be Chris's fiance publicly? We will pay you, here is a contract, but you can stay at the house with us, we'll be ours, whatever, you'll be ours, whatever the case may be. Y'all know I love some good sword fighting. I love some good sword fighting on the page. I love how they spoil her. I love the conversation of how difficult it could be to be in a new kind of relationship when all you've known is monogamy all your life, right? Like when you don't know that there are other options out there, that you could have two, right? You could have two husbands. You could have, or two boyfriends, I should say. You could have a man and a girlfriend. Like you can do all of these things. These options are there for you, but figuring out how to navigate that when all you know is one particular way is a very interesting conversation, and I love that. On top of the fact, filthy, do you hear me? Whew. I'd like to be her when I grow up, that's all. Let's see what else. I think you should read anything by India T. Norfleet. Anything by her, okay? Any of her books. Some of my favorite are, let's see, Tongue Deep, Taste Us Together, Starving for His Touch. I'm not telling you what any of these are about. Tongue Me Down 1 and 2. The Tip of It. Come Sit on It. The Red Room. Slide in deep. Any of them. You will have a grand time. They're all filthy. What I will say with Miss Norfleet is she writes the same man over and over and over again. I would not go into these books thinking that like you're gonna read them and it's going to be some like a new version of a man. She writes the same kind of man every single time. I don't mind it. You might. If you do, don't read all of them at the same time. You're gonna be mad. Do you hear me? Don't read all of them at the same time, because you're gonna be mad, and then you're gonna come back here and you're gonna be like, friend, you said, but no, what I told you is that she write the same man every time, and that ain't no big deal. It's just spaced out when you read them, friend. Acting like y'all ain't got no good dang sense. I said I was gonna stop yelling at y'all, and I never stopped. Anyway. Okay, if you want to read something that is a little edgy, and if you read this one, don't judge me, okay? I like a little Stockholm Syndrome. I like a little napping of the kid. Captured Beauty by Tay Monet. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And I'm with it. Every bit of it. He kidnaps her because her father owes him some money. And I mean, why would you play with him? He has trauma, right? Like, he has this collar on this dress is making me and my homegirl upset. Just lay down. My God, today. I don't even know why you would mess with a nigga named Beast. I don't even know why. But he kidnaps her because he's owed a debt. Come to find out, they've had some dealings because it's always something with a sex club or something. Anyway, he kidnaps her, and at first he is like legit holding her hostage, and then because he knows who she is, she does not know who he is, because when they've had dealings before, he is wearing a mask. One thing leads to another. There are some kinks in this book that are a little out there. Don't judge me, and I just need you to go into it open-minded. I need you to just go with it, okay? Okay. Rather by Gray Huffington. Chef's Kiss. I have a love-hate relationship with Gray Huffington. Some of her books, I don't be knowing. What I will say is that she writes spice very well. Very, very well. She's another person that writes BDSM very well. You will not complain. You won't have fun. Rather is a part of the Grey List series. So if you read The Chemist, you know that Rather is one of Chemistry's sisters. And she, very much like myself, is a woman with a plan. She is high up in her life, right? Like, people depend on her. She has all of these people that look to her for guidance, for structure, whatever the case may be. So in her behind the scenes life, she wants to be dominated, right? Like, I make decisions all day. I have to think, and I have to be on, and I have to lead people all day. Once I get back down to the ranch, I would like to turn my brain off. My man. I want him to be able to do the things, right? She finds Priest, and he does just that for her. And then there is a twist. She, because of the lifestyle that they live in, there is an arranged marriage. Come to find out who she is supposed to marry is Priest's brother. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you nothing else. Let's see. Is there anything else on here that I would like us to talk about? I've read a lot of India T. Norfleet. Ooh, A Reckless Lust by India T. Norfleet. Add that one to the list too. Add it to the list. K. Shanae. Come and Fall in Love. Chef's Kiss. There's another one by her. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so Come and Fall in Love is about a man that is a member of Omega Psi Phi Incorporated. And girl goes out with her friends, sees this guy. Like I said, he is a Q, and they have a one-night stand. Come to find out, he is her ex-boyfriend's frat brother, her ex-boyfriend, who she just found out was cheating on her. When I tell you, this man would not come up off this girl. And maybe, so I've heard, that nothing that was said in that book about Q's was a lie. I don't know how I know that information, but anyway, there was another one that she did called Come With Me, which is in that same world. So the guy from the first one is a twin, and his twin is his sister. His sister ends up falling for her boss, which I love. And we're gonna leave it at that. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. The next one, I promise, will be a bunch of audiobooks. It will be a bunch of audiobooks. Which is so funny to me because y'all really nasty. Y'all want audiobooks? Y'all want to listen to this? That's not sensory overload. Never mind. I said I didn't want to know none of y'all coochie business. I mean that down to my core. I don't want to know no more of y'all coochie business here. All right. If no one has told you today, I love you. You are kind. You are smart. You are nasty. Maybe we should just start calling this the land of coochie books. Maybe that's what it is. Y'all is the coochie gang, and we it's the land of the coochie books. I love you. You are kind, you are smart, and you are important. If to no one else, to me. Bye, friends.